shown that outdoor learning has a myriad of positive effects on children, from higher scores, more focused concentration, and an increase in empathy for others. And of course, one of the greatest benefits of getting to learn outdoors is just how fun and exciting it can be. The Scanlon Creek Outdoor Education Center offers curriculum-based education programs for students from kindergarten all the way to high school, providing stimulating, hands-on activities that motivate children to get excited about the wonderful world of nature. Since the Lake Simcoe Region Conservation Authority first opened the Outdoor Education Center over 35 years ago, it is estimated that 500,000 children have visited the center, traveling from schools throughout the entire Lake Simcoe watershed and beyond. Today, it is the grade 5 classes from Our Lady of Grace in Aurora who will be spending their day learning new skill sets that encompass a variety of in-class subjects.
All our programs are curriculum related and cross-curricular. There may be a program that is aimed at a particular aspect of the curriculum, say social studies or geography or science.
Okay. Now, on your compass, there's a rectangular piece.
On today's agenda are two distinctive programs. The first is Orienteering, a life skill program being taught by outdoor and environmental educator Shane Kramer.
They're learning how to read a map, to use a map to find their route from one place to another, and to be able to interpret that map into a real-world setting. They're using geography-based skills, but they're also using literacy, numeracy skills. They're having phys ed from being active outside. And then there's also the aspect of connecting to the outdoors and having that personal relationship and having a positive experience coming from the day.
The other program being offered today is called Lost, being led by educator Rachel Knight.
So they're learning a hands-on activity where they're learning how to build shelters, but they're also learning about teamwork and cooperation, learning to be resourceful, working together, and yeah, they're having a great outdoor experience.
The Lost program teaches both soft skills, which encompass cooperation, teamwork, problem solving, and communication, as well as the science-based structures and mechanisms.
They're again doing phys ed, lifting all those logs and working really hard, and again having that positive relationship with the natural environment outside.
And that is one of the most important goals of the outdoor education program: to get children to see nature as an integral part of their world and to feel at ease navigating through it.
Research published to show the value of outdoor education. Outdoor education, we like to say, is the oldest form of education. If you go back to the earliest days of humans, it was taking place in the outdoors. And now it's become almost a specialized scenario. Outdoor education isn't a topic, it's a methodology, it's a way of teaching. We can teach any program using the outdoors as a metaphor or as a method of delivering that knowledge. There's studies that show that outdoor learning works better for kids that have difficulties in the classroom. There's marked decrease in behavior in students with ADHD or other behavioral issues or learning challenges in the way that they can learn in an outdoor setting where they're active, doing hands-on activities, engaged with their head and their heart and their hands into what's going on, versus having to sit in a classroom and learn it with workbooks sitting still.
Another positive effect of children being able to spend time learning in an outdoor environment is an observed increase in empathy and concern for the environment as a whole.
Oh, certainly, I definitely believe that it makes the kids more empathetic towards nature and specifically to living creatures. Just earlier inside, one of the students had a bee in his shirt, and instead of wanting to kill it, he wanted to put it outside, and I think that's because he'd had the connection earlier, being in the outdoors and sharing the environment with those living creatures.
It's amazing to see that transition, and I've been out with students before when we've started to look at something and it's all new and it's all different and strange to them, and we move from that stage of them looking at something they haven't seen before and going, ew, to a few minutes later looking at it in new ways, and they're all going, ooh, this is cool.
Equally important is the social skills children gain when interacting with their peers in this type of environment.
Going through an experience like the kids in Lost today, doing that program with their shelter building, imagining themselves in that scenario, they're creating relationships with each other that they wouldn't have in other means. I remember one student at one point saying to me, you know, I never talked to so-and-so in the classroom. They're really funny. You know, they got to know that person in an entirely different light and appreciate them in a way they wouldn't have had that experience back in their regular situation.
I do see that kids sort of come out of their shells a little bit more with this kind of activity, and certainly the leaders start to show up when you put them together, working together and having to be resourceful and work things out without adult intervention.
The term nature deficit disorder was coined by the author Richard Louv in his book Last Child in the Woods, referring to the detrimental impacts of both the mental and physical health of children who were denied the experience of being in nature. Although it's not currently recognized as an official medical condition, there is a growing movement of professionals who do see the medical benefits of spending time outdoors.
There are now more and more doctors that instead of prescribing medications to deal with people's anxieties and issues that they're feeling, they're prescribing physical activity in the outdoors. You know, take 3 walks a week in nature. So hopefully by what we're doing here at Scanlon Creek, we're preventing that sort of an outcome for the future by having these students have these experiences today, connect with nature. But it's not enough. It needs to happen more often. It needs to be sustained. A one-off experience is a fond memory that you look back on, but a sustained integral part of their education becomes a key part of their education and becomes a key value system for them, and then that becomes part of their everyday life. But until we have every student with that sort of experience, we're not going to see the manifest changes that we so need in our society today. We won't see the commitment to combating climate change and cleaning up pollution and controlling the sprawl and reduction of our green space and agricultural lands until they've spent that time exposed to those areas and it's become part of them so that it's something that they care about. They know the challenges that we're facing and they know what they should be doing, but it's only experience and hands-on connections that create the values that will actually have them act on that knowledge.
To learn more about the multitude of programs offered at Scanlon Creek, please visit our website